In this video, we're going to look at the relationship between national income, GDP, and GNP. So some basic definitions. GDP, the market value of all final goods and services produced within a nation during a given time period. GNP, gross national product, the market value of all final goods and services produced by the nation's citizens and businesses, regardless of location, during a given time period. And finally, national income, the factor incomes earned in the production of goods and services by the nation's citizens. Just one thing, GDP and GNP. So for example, the U.S. would include in its GDP the salary of a Canadian working in the United States, but it would not include the salary of an American working in Canada. On the other hand, GNP would include the salary of an American working in Canada, but it would not include the salary of a Canadian working in America. All right, so now some relationships. GDP minus net income payments to the rest of the world minus depreciation will equal national income. The thing in parentheses here, net income payments to the rest of the world, equals the following. It's payments of factor income to the rest of the world. So, for example, this would be the salary of a Canadian working in the United States. And then we're going to subtract out receipts of factor income from the rest of the world. This, for example, would be the salary of American working in Canada. Another way of reformulating this top equation is as follows. If we subtract out the payments of factor income to the rest of the world, that is the salary of a Canadian working in America, but add back, for example, the salary of an American working in Canada, that would just be net income payments to the rest of the world. And then again, subtracting out depreciation, we get national income. We'll do a numerical example at the end. And if we had GNP, we can go from GNP to national income by simply subtracting out depreciation. One thing to note, GDP minus net income payments to the rest of the world is GNP. So now let's do some problems. In problem 1, we have the following data. We have GDP, gross domestic product. We have payments of factor income to the rest of the world. So this could be the Canadian citizens working in America. And then we have receipts of factor income from rest of the world. So this would be the American working in Canada, the salary of an American working in Canada. And then finally, depreciation. So what is national income? National income is going to be GDP minus the payments of factor income to the rest of the world plus receipts of factor income from the rest of the world less depreciation, and this equals 9,600. One thing to note here, if you wanted to calculate net income payments to the rest of the world, as we mentioned on the previous slide, it's just 800 minus 1,400, which is minus 600. So we could also write national income equals GDP minus net income payments to the rest of the world minus depreciation. So we got 10,000 minus a negative 600 minus 1,000, and that gets us $9,600 for national income. And an example problem 2, slightly simpler one. If we're starting with GNP and you have information on depreciation, national income is GNP, gross national product, minus depreciation. And in this last slide, I have U.S. fourth quarter 2019 data. This is in billions of dollars, so gross domestic product here was almost 22 trillion. If we add to that income receipts from the rest of the world and then subtract income payments to the rest of the world, you have gross national product. You have gross national product and you subtract depreciation, or what the Bureau of Economic Analysis calls consumption of fixed capital. You got net national product. Net national product would equal national income without data measurement errors. So subtracting out statistical discrepancy, sort of a plug here, national income equals the following. Okay, that's it. I hope you found this video helpful.